administration. So SAP HANA. So important questions, important points. Today we'll discuss about the important questions or technical, some technical discussion, important questions. So are important points, important questions are important points. So both important questions will make that subject line here. So whatever we have completed till now, whatever we have completed now, we'll discuss about the one glance summary here, right? HANA. So HANA is in-memory column-oriented columnar database, right? High performance analytical appliance. So what is HANA means? It's a in-memory based platform. So column-oriented columnar database. At a time, it will store the SAP HANA will store the OLTP and OLAP transactions. OLAP and OLTP. OLTP means online transactional processing and online analytical processing. So this data will be stored in the HANA data. We store the OLAP and the OLTP data here. Means at the same time both the data previously, so other databases that is not OLTP. We need one database. OLAP we need the other databases. Now then this one both will be stored. Then SAP HANA is a in-memory platform here. So in-memory platform here. HANA is a in-memory platform here. So HANA, to scale the HANA database, to scale the memory for HANA, so we have to use the so either SAP fix sizer tool, or we can use the t-shirt sizing method. T-shirt sizing method we can use it here. T-shirt sizing method we can use it for this one here, right? Important points. So and also to scale the HANA memory for HANA, we can use the fix sizer tool as the SAP web-based tool, or we can use the t-shirt sizing method for the new implementations. This is for new installations, new builds. Like this is for the greenfield. In the technical term is called the greenfield customers, greenfield implementation. Greenfield means so new. For the brownfield called the migration. For the brownfield, so we have so then how can we calculate the RAM memory? How can we calculate the memory here for the brownfield here? For the brownfield, how can we calculate means? So we can use the HANA sizing report. There is a report, HANA sizing report /SDF/HDB _ the sizing report. We can use it, or so DB scripts we can use it to calculate the for existing data. The database already there, but that is on the other databases like non-HANA databases. So you want to go for the HANA, then what is the size you required? So you can use this report or DB scripts. We can use it to calculate for the brownfield here. So here one more thing is, so what are file systems? HANA file systems. HANA file systems are very important here. HANA file systems. To install the HANA database, what are the file systems we required here? What are the file systems we required for HANA database here? To install the HANA database here, we required the root, then USR SAP, then /HANA data, then /HANA log, then /HANA the shared. These are the 5 types of file systems we required for the HANA database here. Along with the OS level file systems, OS level we required the root that we know, right? /home that we know, then /home that we know, right? then slash where, then slash space, then slash temp. So these are the file systems we required for OS level file systems. Then HANA file system, this all should be required in the separate mount points, especially for the HANA file system here, right? Then what are the tools once during the installation, during the installation. So how will you do the installation means, so using HDB LCM tools, we can do the installation using the HDB LCM tools. We can do the installations here, right? So then during the installation, so here, so system, then SID ADM users will be created here, right? Then so it's we are installing, if you are installing HANA 2.0, if you are installing HANA 2.0, so then here one system DB plus one TDB will be created, one tenant DB will be created as part of the HANA 2.0 here. So then later, if any requirement, we can install the multiple tenant databases, we can require it here. Then there is a one small ports allocation. How the port allocations will happen here for the HANA systems here. So 002 39 002 39 here, 002 39, the instance 002 39, the instance numbers are instance numbers IN or post allocation, IN instance number R and port allocation, how the instance numbers will be allocated for the systems here. So what is the port, it will take it here 002 39, it will for the default installations, and SAP HANA will use the default installation. Then later when you are installing the anything, any new service or new database, it will take it from 40 to 99. 98 is the reserved, 99 up to, so 99 is the reserved, so it will use the 40 to 99 ports, it will use it here. Suppose if you are installing the default, then 3 instance number, so 15 or 3 instance number 03, like that, the services, the ports will be allocated. So that is the default you are getting here. Same time like 3, so instance number is, suppose you put the 10, 31003, like if you put the instance number 300, then 30003, like that, the for index server, the port allocations will happen like this here. Suppose manually you are adding the tenant, manually, when you are adding the manually, you are adding the tenant to, manually you are adding the tenant to the existing HANA DB, you have already HANA, existing HANA DB, that time the port allocation will happen from the 40, like 340, so 340 03, right? So like that, it will take the series here, like that, it will take the series, in this series 340, so 13, right? So then 340 13, then 340 14 internal ports, external ports, then 340, so 13 14, sorry, not like this, 341, so 341 13, the first 3 ports will be allocated to the 342 13, so 342 13, like this. So the first 3 ports 40 41 42, the series will be allocated to the series will be the first 3 ports, like 40 41 42, this 2 3 will be allocated to the another tenant database 2 here. Then one more, if you are installing the one more tenant database, then 43, then 44, then 45, 3 ports here will be allocated to the HTTP port, SQL port, then internal ports. These 3 ports will be allocated here. Then tenant database 3 here, like this. So the ports allocation will happen here. Like this, the port allocation will happen here. By default installation, when you are doing the installation, by default services, the common services will use the 00 to 39 ports only. Then after that, when you are adding the manually adding the port, so it starts from 40, then first 3, then next set of 3, next set of 3, next set of 3. So like this, so we can create the 19 databases. We can create it here up to 19. Because the ports will win up to 19 only. So that's the reason. So we can create the up to 19 databases only, limit to create it here, right? In one host, we can only install the 19 databases only. In one database, we can create the 19 databases only. We can create it here, 19. So additional data, 19 plus 120 total, right? So that is the one thing you should be remember here, right? Then the one more thing is, after the installation, the 7 core process after the HANA installation, so you will get the 7 core process, HANA process you will get here, will be started. So those are the index server, name server, preprocessor, web dispatcher, access engine, so daemon. In that, index server is the main process here, right? So in the index server is the main process here. Index server is the main process for. So for the index server is the main process for storing the data, all the calculations, data storages. So all those engines are available in the index server is the main process for. So HANA DB, especially for the tenant database, it is available only tenant databases, right? All the applications are client tools. All the clients will directly connect to tenant database only. So none for other database, because tenant we have the index server, so it will connect to the tenant database only here. So then apart from that tenant databases, then after that, so we have to use the tools like HANA Studio, or then we can use the HANA Cockpit for the monitoring or admin level activities, we can use these tools here. Cockpit monitoring, admin level activities, we can use it for administration purpose here. Then once the HANA Studio Cockpit for admin level activities, we can use it here, right? So then after that, we discussed about the delta merge, right? So delta merge, then that we know delta merge and save points are very important. Save points will happen every 5 minutes once it will happen. So delta merge will happen when the transaction committed, then the committed data will move to so main storage level here. This is the one important thing here, delta merge activity here, right? So then we discussed about the OS level file systems, here. In the OS level file systems, then CD trace, the trace directory is very important. The trace directory, and also the global directories is global, and security folders, those directories are very important. Those directories are OS level trace directory, and the global directories are very important. To check the global directory, we have the INI files are available here. In the global directory, we have HDB custom config. Here we have the INI files are available here. HDB custom config folder, we have the INI files are available here. So trace directory for the trace log files and everything is available here. These are the important thing here. Then the replication. So HANA HA replication and operational modes. So we have the replication modes and operation modes here. So replication modes means, so we have sync, right? We discussed sync mem. Then we have the third one is called the async for synchronization here, async here, right? Async here, async asynchronization here. So these are the so replication modes, and there are two types of operational modes here. So data shipping here, delta shipping here, delta shipping. Then the second one is the log replay, continuous log replay on the secondary site here. Delta data shipping means by default every 10 minutes, then the logs will be moved to your secondary site, but will not be replayed. Whenever you take over, that time all the logs will be replayed on the secondary. So which means that time, whenever the takeover time, all the logs will be replayed. So the takeover timelines is maximum here. To minimize this takeover timelines, log replay, to maximize the takeover timelines means immediately the secondary should be available, means during the delta data shipping time, it should not be. Why? Because all the 1,000 logs will be replayed on the secondary, then system will be available here. These are the operation replication modes here. Sync mem and async. Synchronization, your response, you will get the response from the secondary, then so your next data will be sent to the next secondary system here. Acknowledgement is required here. Async means acknowledgement is not required. So the primary will not bother my secondary is receiving the transaction or not. Here in the synchronization time, it will be bothered, it will be receiving the transactions or not, it will check it out, that one. So that is the HANA replication and async. So normally, so during the HA time, during the HA scenario, we will use the sync or sync mem. Anyone use it? So normally, so during the standby scenario, during DR or standby, that is called the standby DR scenario, we will use the async mode. We will use it. Async mode we have to use it here. Async mode we have to use it here. That is the one thing. Then backups. So backups, we know daily backups. Backups are three types here, right? So incremental backup, then differential backup, and full DB backups here. We know the differences and we discussed the backups here. Then so restore to the backups and restore. Recovery, that is called the recovery to particular time. Recovery also three types here. Recovery to the particular backup, then point in time recovery, then up to the timestamp, we have to give it here, up to the point in time recovery and up to consistency status here, up to consistency status. Right, this is the one. The next important thing is, so backups, recovery, then HANA stop and start here. So use the HANA command, like so HDB stop for stopping the HANA database here. Then HDB start for starting the HANA databases here. Suppose if we want to start the particular tenant DB, only tenant DB there is a requirement, then you can use the command alter system stop database, then database name we have to give it here. Alter system stop database name, and the database name only system DB will be stopped here if you want to stop. So this is the one of the important thing. Suppose we want to stop the particular tenant database, then alter system stop, alter system stop database name, alter system start database name. That is only commands we have to use it here, right? So when starting the HANA database, this is the one of the important point here. When starting the HANA database, there is a sequence of activities will be followed here. So one is one of the first thing is row store. Row store tables will be the loaded first. Then row store tables will be loaded. Then so secondary indexes will be created. Then so column store tables will be loaded. Next, column store tables will be loaded here. Then so roll forward, then roll back. Rollback statements will be executed here. So when starting the HANA database, why it's taking some time means all the tables data will be loaded here. First row store tables will be loaded, system configuration tables, then column store tables will be loaded, then roll forward. During the system stopping and starting time, some transactions are committed, but it's not saved into the disk level, the persistency level. That statement will be roll forwarded. Some statements will not be executed, it's not committed. It means uncommitted transactions will go for rollback. Uncommitted transactions will go for rollback. So then committed transactions will go for roll forward here. This will happen during the starting time of your HANA database. It's a very, very important point here. All right. So what will happen during this time here? All right. What will happen during this time here, right? So this is the HANA starting and stopping. So then important points means in the scope of time.
Sir, you didn't show us that how to add the extra tenant details.
Yeah, that is like just we have to, if you want to add the new tenant DB, you need to execute the one command like, so there is a create database name, create the tenant database name, then create database name. So system user, then password, then you have to provide the password we have to give it here. This command we have to use it, simple command. From system DB, you have to use these commands here. So which means, so there is a correct command I will show you. Create database name, system user, password. Creating the database commands here. Say, see, create database name. So these all are not required. Just one final command you will get. Yeah, simple command. See here, create database name, system, user, password. Just execute this one, new, same way we drafted here, right? So same way we have drafted here, same commands, wherever you go, same way. So create database, so database name here, base. So database name, same database name will be, you have to change either DB0 or tenant DB. Then system, user, password, simple. So command is the same command. You have to execute from the system DB in the command prompt mode. In the SQL command prompt mode, you have to use it. Open the HANA Studio. Then in the SQL command prompt mode, so we have to use this one. So we can stop singly. We can also create the new one. So, and also just thinking what other extra things they may ask as part of the interview process here. or technical discussion. These are the very important points here. So we go for any interview, these are the main things here. These are the main thing we should remember here. And also the versions, HANA versions here. The current version is, the latest version is HANA 2.0, SPS 07. This is the one, and 4 is the patch level here, right? SPS 07, and which means 74 is the revision number currently, revision number. Sometimes they may ask you revision number here, right? So HANA, that is the one. So normally initially we discussed about the difference between HANA 1.0, HANA 1.0 and HANA 2.0. The differences we discussed, right? It's a multi-container, it's a single container, multiple databases, all those things we discussed, right? So, and also the operating system should be the Linux operating systems only. Linux operating only, we have to use it. Or IBM Power Machines, we have to use it. Most of the customers will go for the Linux 64-bit operating systems here. And also the NUMA model, there is a multi-core architecture. The CPUs wise, they will use this one, the hardware requirements parts. So then what other things we have discussed? So just to go to the database for up or not sure. Maybe it's up, I think. I think the database are up. Go to right click and just to open the SQL console. Then just you can use the create the command, you can use it, just execute it, that will be executed here. Okay, that command we have to execute in the SQL console here. Then the replications that we discussed, primary, secondary replication. Yeah, HANA upgrade. Okay, so HANA upgrade time. During the HANA upgrade, so the main thing is, main prerequisite is the OS kernel, then the RPM packages. RPM packages are very important here. RPM compact packages and GCC. These are the very important to install it here. RPM. These are the preparations. OS kernel. Then using the HDB LCM tools, we can install, we can upgrade, we can uninstall also. So using this tool, we can install it. Simple, right? That is the main thing here. Then what next? So we performed HANA upgrade, we discussed. Then what next? Let me think what we left. So this and all we know. HANA security part we discussed, right? Users creations, roles creations, and so provisioning other databases data, we can provision it. Content, developers, catalog, where we have the schemas and tables are available. Catalogs and schemas are available here, right? So that HANA security part we discussed, user creations and roles, security policies, encryptions, all those things we discussed. Then what left? What other things we discussed? Then tables, catalogs. So then analysis of the tables. So all those things we discussed. So then what left? We have the difference between systemdb and tenantdb. The difference between systemdb, tenantdb is the same, right? So like difference between systemdb and tenantdb. TenantDB is the main thing here. All the data will resides here. Why? Because in a TenantDB we have the index server and access engine are available. SystemDB is kind of ground floor owner. Is only responsible. It has only 5 process. It will help to the tenant databases. So TenantDB one, multiple SystemDB is only one, multiple tenants we can create it here, right? So which means one name server, one daemon, everything here is available. So name server, preprocessor, compile server is only one per one SID here. So then it will monitor the tenants. If you want to take the backup, you need to take it from the tenant database. If you want to recovery, you have to do it from the tenant database. If you want to do the parameter changes, you want to do it from the tenant database. If you want to restart everything, you have to do it from the system database. The controlling of the tenant database can be performed using the systemdb only. Backup and recovery, take the backup and restore, right? Then also if you want to restart, you can restart it here. Means all the controlling, you want to configure the replication, you need to do it from the system database only. So there are many things are there. So everything system DB will control the all the tenants. Controlling means all the controlling administration activities will be performed using the system DB only. Okay, tenants, but main is the tenant here. Why? Because main means index server is available in the here. It will take care of the all the main related activities here, right? So this is the one. Any other things you think here? These are the main thing. The basics are high level. These are the main things which you should remember when you are going for interview. So these are the main things you should remember. So then if you answer all these questions, most of the things will come from here. So if you answer all questions, definitely you will pass the interview, HANA interview here. It is a very important. Okay. Any other things you think we left, we have not discussed it? So system copy is the SAP and DB both are required here for the DB refresh related activities that we will discuss. And yeah, tomorrow onwards, Java administration. So Java administration we will discuss. I will inform in other group also whether they can join this group for the Java administration. If not, we can start it. We are 10 members. We can start in this group. Okay.
Sir, is the